Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and you're gonna be a mildly or spicier person after watching this video. So the trip is too short? No problem, you'll go the extra mile then. This just happened today. I work abroad but go home for a week once in a while by plane. For my convenience, my apartment in the city where I work is not far from the airport. There's a direct bus connection as well, but they come infrequently sometimes. As I like my place tidy, I always try to clean it up before I go home. It took me a little longer today, and I had a suitcase with me, so I decided to Uber to the airport. It's not far, but it would take around 40 minutes to walk. A driver received the ride, but initially didn't move on the map. He then wrote me a brief message to look for another driver who's closer to me, which is bogus, as Uber should connect me with the closest driver. Since I get this or my rides cancelled on short trips all the time, cost me 40 minutes once, I got upset instantly. Plus, I was already under slight time pressure. I definitely didn't want to pay the cancellation fee, lest this guy to cash it, so I wrote him that he should cancel if he doesn't like the ride, not me. Surprisingly, he briefly answered, "Okay, understood, I'm on my way." He was at the airport, and to get to my place you need to go onto the highway, drive all the way past my place to an intersection with another highway, and go all the way back to the pickup point. So there he went. All while I was contemplating about giving him stern feedback about trying to talk me into giving away money for nothing, I realised after a quick check that he had stopped on the way, at a gas station. Okay, maybe there's something, but no. Didn't move at all. No message, no nothing, and it was not the hour for traffic jams. I quickly figured that he tried to use my apparent time pressure to get me to cancel, took my stuff and walked to the bus stop, but still did not cancel my ride, knowing that after 5 minutes of the initial estimated time of arrival, I could cancel the ride for free. Shortly before arriving at the airport, my driver started moving again. I checked the time, and realised that now I could cancel for free, which I did, but only after he had gone all the way down to the intersection with the other highway. I then reported him, and wrote a text to Uber about it. They already replied that they received my feedback and will act on it, however, of course, their process is undisclosed. So, no money spent, no money for that guy, and after a brief check, I saw his rating at 4.9 instead of 5, and he wasted 20 minutes of his time for nothing, instead of just taking a paying customer to his destination. I think something similar to that happened to me. I had never ever used Uber before, but I was at Scotland Airport and I needed to get to my friend's house, so I downloaded the app and ordered an Uber. A driver accepted and didn't move on the map at all. I thought it was broken or something, so I called him after 10 minutes and he said he was on his way, but still he didn't move. So after another 10 minutes, I cancelled the taxi and I found another way. I think the driver gave me a bad rating though, because since then I've tried to use Uber once more when I was stuck in Belfast, and despite there being cars on the little map that were available, no one took my booking. Try to take up an entire train seat? Guess I'm gonna be your new best friend. I take the train into work every morning. It's nice to sit and have a coffee and get ready for the day on my way in. In the trains, most seats will fit 2 people, except for the end car seat, which can fit up to 4. And the trains fill up on the way in, and usually people end up having to stand in the aisles if they have the misfortune of getting on at the later stops. Luckily, I have an early enough stop that there's always seats available. I noticed that there was one guy who was getting on and then taking one of the end car seats and spreading his bag and computer and everything else out across the seat so no one else could sit in the end car seat. So, I've made it my goal every morning to find him on the train, and before he's able to pull all his crap out and spread it all over the seat, to sit right down across from him. So far I'm up to 8 days in a row. Ha! Ooh, I kinda have an unrelated story, but it's kinda funny, to me anyway. When my brother and I used to live together, he told me a story about this really annoying guy who would sit next to him on the morning train, but would kind of sit on my brother, like nearly in his lap, and my brother was losing his patience with him massively. Well, one day I happened to be catching the same train as him, but at a different station, and when the train pulled up I seen him immediately, and he was engrossed in his phone so he didn't see me. I practically jumped into the seat next to him, knocking him into the side of the train, and the look that he gave me before he realised it was me was absolutely hilarious. I thought he was actually gonna punch me. Take my table? Okay, guess I'm joining you for lunch. This happened about 5 years ago when I was a freshman in college. I had 45 minutes between classes, so I stopped by the dining hall for a quick lunch. I had nothing with me except my student ID, and my phone was plugged in listening to an audiobook for class. The hall wasn't overly crowded, but not empty either. Probably 75% of the tables were taken. I loaded a tray with food, and as all the 2-person tables were taken, sat my tray down at an empty 4-seater. Then I went to go get a drink. When I came back, not 30 seconds later, there were people sitting at my table. They had taken all 4 chairs, and my tray of food had kind of been pushed to one edge. I didn't know these people, and the whole thing was a bit bizarre. There was another 4 empty person table just like it 2 tables over, so I saw no reason that they would feel the need to take this one that already had a tray of food on it. Not to mention I had never heard of anything like this happening before. The school was relatively small, and most students were open, friendly people. So I could have picked my tray of food up and found another table, or confronted them and asked what the hell. But I had had a hectic day, and I was starving, and only had 10 minutes to eat my food before I needed to walk back to my studio. Long story short, I was in no mood for this. So I simply pulled up an extra chair at the end and started to eat my lunch. They all sort of gave me odd looks, and I just smiled and continued to listen to my book and eat. I finished in about 5 to 8 minutes, all the while them sitting in awkward silence. Then I got up to put my tray away and went on my merry way. I never saw those people again. Quick edit. Wow, thank you all so much for your comments. This may be my most upvoted post, and it's about me being petty to a bunch of strangers. I love that 75% think I'm a badass and 25% think I didn't take it far enough. Also, I'm female. Most people I think assumed I was a dude. Don't know if that changes anything, but there it is. Foreign waiter was rude to me in his language, so I returned the favour. Tonight I went out with my teacher and a few other students to celebrate us all passing our super hard AP college credit equivalent test. We went to a Japanese style restaurant, and for context, our waiter was in fact Japanese. We all ordered a lot of food and we were having a great time when I overheard our waiter talking to another waiter in Japanese. He said, "That blonde girl is so fat, she shouldn't have ordered all that food." As you can guess by now, I understood what he was saying because I speak Japanese. In fact, everyone at my table speaks Japanese because our teacher is our Japanese teacher, and the test we all passed was our AP Japanese language test. My teacher noticed I was just picking at my food and asked what was wrong. I told my teacher, and I was upset at first about having been called fat. He must have overheard it too and was hoping I hadn't heard it. He assured me that some people are just rude and that I can eat all I want because we're all celebrating. Everyone else had ordered a lot of food for themselves too. I was still a little bothered though, and so I hatched my little plan. The rude waiter came back and asked us all how everything was. I spoke up and said, "It's great, we're celebrating and the food is perfect for us celebrating." He replied, "Oh, that's great, what are y'all celebrating?" To which I said, in Japanese, "We are all celebrating our passing test scores on our college Japanese language exams." His face was beautiful. That look of realization and the glance over at the table at my smiling peers and my sensei holding in his laughter. However, the waiter did not apologise for what he had said, so I didn't leave him a tip on my meal. Everyone else did on theirs. And on the back of my receipt I wrote, "Please think before you speak out loud." Okay, this may not be the best petty revenge story, but it sure makes me feel better. Plus my peers and sensei get a kick out of it. Okay, we'll end this one on one of the pettiest stories I've ever read. Very petty revenge on my mum. When I'm cooking or in the car with my mum or we are ever spending time together, we tend to listen to music. And when I put on a track she doesn't like, she'll use any bad language as an excuse to turn it over. It's so annoying, because if she likes the track then there's no problem, and she swears frequently. So what me and my brother decided to do, he has the same issue and really hates the hypocrisy, is skip every track with bad language. So she'll be enjoying a track she's put on and there'll be one curse and we'll skip it and say, "I don't want to listen to that filth," like she does. It's been pretty enjoyable so far to get back at her. I love my mum, but this is beyond irritating and now she knows how it feels. Not particularly creative and very petty, but enjoyable nonetheless. P.S. I never put on anything super explicit. It will literally be one curse in a song and she'll make me skip to the next track. Okay, so that's all for r/petty revenge. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Twitter, Discord and Patreon links will be in the description, and any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching.